That afternoon, Mr. Grumpy went to town, shopping. He walked into Mr. Meat's shop. Mr. Meat was a butcher. "Give me some sausages," snapped Mr. Grumpy. "And be quick about it." Poor Mr. Meat, who was frightened of Mr. Grumpy, did as he was told. But as he was doing as he was told, something appeared through his shop doorway. Do you know what it was? It was an extraordinarily long arm belonging to... Well, you can guess who it belonged to, can't you? That extraordinarily long arm of Mr. Tickles came in through the door and across the shop, up to Mr. Grumpy, and tickled him. "Ow!" squeaked Mr. Grumpy in alarm, dropping his sausages and looking round to see what had happened. But could he see anything? He could not. Grunted Mr. Grumpy, and picked up his sausages and went next door to the cake shop. Crash went the door of the shop. "Give me a cake," snapped Mr. Grumpy. "And hurry up." Poor Mrs. Fairy, who sold cakes, was frightened of Mr. Grumpy, so she did as she was told. But as she was doing as she was told, guess what happened? "Oh!" squeaked Mr. Grumpy, dropping his cake and his sausages. He just could not understand what was happening. And the same thing happened at Mr. Daly's, the newspaper shop, and Mrs. Humbug's, the sweet shop, and at Mr. Bottle's dairy, and at Mr. Pack's, the grocer's. It went on all afternoon. And all afternoon, Mr. Grumpy kept being tickled. Dropping his shopping, picking it up and being tickled, and dropping his shopping and picking it up and being tickled, and dropping his shopping, and... Oh, he just couldn't understand it. On his way home to Crosspatch Cottage, he met Mr. Happy again. "Hello," grinned Mr. Happy. Having a nice day?" "Get out of my way," snapped Mr. Grumpy, "before I kick you." But almost before the words had passed his lips, that extraordinarily long arm of Mr. Tickles had appeared from behind a tree and tickled him yet again. He jumped in the air and dropped all his shopping yet again and fell over. Mr. Happy looked down at Mr. Grumpy lying amid a jumble of sausages and cake and newspapers and sweets and milk and cornflakes. I think he laughed that if you were to change your ways and not be quite so bad-tempered quite so often, this sort of thing might not happen to you quite so often. "Oh," grunted Mr. Grumpy.